So say hello, everybody, live here and in person and streaming to the blue-haired girl, Mrs. Blueberry herself, who is here with a giveaway. So if you're here watching, then if you're not here watching, then you might want to get on down here. I'm not going to tell you how many. It's more than one, but it is a limited number this week, and so you want to get here live and in living color to win this award. So we got a full week of games, and ironically enough, the movement this week was minimal, giving the games. We are down a host tonight, so that may have contributed a little bit to the lack of movement. Sometimes that third vote will kind of prod things along. But other than that, everything is all systems go here this week. So Rayon, how you doing?
I'm doing good, and I'm here in my Bama hat
Right,
as
right,
promised. I
right.
lost. The only thing is, I start to feel myself more with this Bama hat.
Oh no. What did you morph into? Oh
I mean,
no!
something about the Bama
No!
hat just. But I honor my bets.
Oh,
I got the
that
Bama hat
hurt.
on.
That hurt a lot right there.
I am Bama fan through and through for tonight.
Right?
But
Oh my
and
gosh. That's a face right
uh,
there that only Serena could love. Oh,
but it was a good game. It was a good game.
yeah, man, that was that,
Got to pay respect to where it goes. It was that front seven is just nasty.
yeah,
And
they don't play nice, that is for sure.
you know, I talked to a couple of our Boston friends, and they don't watch college football. Don't say if you want to watch it, just watch Bama LSU. You will see a game, and it didn't
Yep.
let them down. It was a good game.
No, and you might as well watch these folks because there's a good chance that your favorite pro team is going to be drafting somebody from that either of those two teams anyway. So it's a good early snapshot at what's heading to the NFL if past history holds true. So, but that's a different league, and it's fun to talk about. I could talk about it all night. We could do just a different college show uh, and fill up hours, but we are talking about the UFL. So we're going to give you, starting with our lineups, and I know we didn't talk about it before. I'll hit the bottom six, and there were a couple of ties. So a
Yep.
couple this week. Y'all heard me right out there in Viewerland. We had a couple of ties this week. So lots of interesting stuff going on with the rankings. So let's get right to those. And figure out, squeeze this over here and get this to do. All right, number 12. After, I think what I would feel safe to say an improved performance, but still came up on the short end of the stick. We have got the King Cobras this week, and then there was a tie. So there is no 11th place, but tying out at number 10, we have the Broncos. And after that, we have the Huskies. So that's a movement up for the Huskies of one spot. So congrats to them on that. They are continuing to climb up and surprise people a little bit more every week. So again, that's like the ninth and 10th place since those were tied. Also in seventh and, or I'm sorry, that was 10th and 11th. But it was a tie for 10th. So moving up from that, number 9 this week. It gets confusing when there are ties, especially multiples. But moving up a spot, or not up a spot, let's see. For the Pats, that is holding steady for the Patriots at number 9. So we've got the Patriots running there at number 9. And then we have a tie for 7th. So there is no 8th this week. There is only a tie for 7th. They were right there neck and neck last week, and they're still right there neck and neck. That is the Cowboys and the Bulldogs in no particular order right there, tied for 7th. So there is no 8th, and that will do it for my 7 through 12 spots. So Rayon, hit us up with that top 6.
All right, coming in at number 6, we have the Warriors. That's holding steady at number 6. We have the Raiders holding steady at number 5. At number 4, we have the Mustangs holding right there. At number 3, we have a drop of 1 with the Titans. At number 2, making a move up to the Bucks. And holding strong at number 1 is the Seahawks.
All right, so there we go. That is everybody's, or I say everybody's, everybody right here with us's votes. I will throw on this little custom-made blueberry HUD that she gave me so that everybody can see this without having to scroll over, except for the folks that are here live. Y'all might want to hop on
And
the stream and pull that
I
up.
just
Hmm?
got a little whisper from Blueberry that she may be bringing more gifts
Oh,
other than what we previously discussed.
well,
So,
I'm always in favor of more, so
yep.
always a fan of that. So, all right, so good deal. So go ahead and get down here. And I tell you what I will do for everybody here in local. If y'all want to do this, I'm gonna drop the link right there in local. So I think y'all are all within earshot of me. So if that way, if you want to pull up the screenshot of the rankings, so you can see how we moved it. Only really 3 teams moved this week. That was the Bucks moving up from 3 to 2. The Huskies moved up whenever they tied for the 10th spot, and then the Titans dropped from 3 to number 2. And so we will get around to that, and we'll do some talking there and sort everything out. So since I've been talking, Rayon, I will let you stand out. What not necessarily from our rankings, but just over the course of the whole weekend, what was some of the more power moves that teams made that you saw?
Uh, like I said, or you said earlier, the Cobras look like they're putting a little practice together. Actually, maybe put together a drive against the Patriots, and that's one of the spots where I was confused to say with the power rankings with the Patriots and the Huskies. As we discussed, as we get deeper into the year, we've got teams to compare against. Where the Huskies put 55 on the Cobras, the Patriots, only put 24. The bottom four right now is really a toss-up to me right now. So,
Right.
like I said, we've got a lot of games to compare. Seahawks have played the Warriors. Titans have played the Warriors. Um, a lot of stuff starting to shake itself out. I don't think we'll see much more movement until we start seeing some upsets.
Right. No, I'm with you there. And that was partly why I'll go ahead and jump the gun. I know you or either somebody in the audience won. I shook up kind of my top 2 or 3. I had you guys at number 1 for a while. I went partly the head-to-head, the combination with the Warriors, and then as far as like whenever I ended up moving y'all down to 3. Then I also looked at the Bucks with the Mustang victory. Um, I don't mean this as a slight to the Warriors, but to me that's probably the most quality win that any team has seen this season. And so I was willing to move them. I think I'd previously had them maybe in the 3. I don't think I had them in the 4 spot, but if I did, then I just don't remember it. But that's why I ended up jumping them to get ahead of the questions that I knew were coming. So I went with them first, and then the Seahawks second. I mean, I think the Seahawks with me will regain the 1 spot eventually, but so far, like I said, just going on the head-to-head as far as the pure, like best football to me, the Mustangs win was probably the most solid of any team as far as a victory goes this season. And then as far as deciding the 2 spot, I kind of used the head-to-head with the Warriors there to gauge that. So I mean, right or wrong, that was my justifications on those, and then the rest we can pick apart as we go along.
Well,
Was that
me and you had said since the beginning that we're going to start basing on head-to-heads. I mean, we said we're going to go by what we see on the field, and what we see on the field is exactly what you're saying. The Mustangs beat the Raiders, the Bucks beat the Mustangs. It's going to shake itself out even more like weeks 8, 9, and 10. If you look at those schedules, there's a lot of big head-to-head matchups going.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, let's just be real. If the Cobras came out next week and beat the Seahawks, they'd go from probably 12 to about number 1, like right there. Just
Yeah,
like one of those whoa. Because it is like you said, you do go head to head, but then it has, and that's what I like about the power rankings as opposed to pure standings, is a power ranking gives you the flexibility to look at the broad picture of the whole season, but then it also, to take away, like a microcosm of the last few weeks to see really who's out there playing the best football right now. And so that's to me what's one of the strengths of this type format is. Did I do anything else crazy that you saw? I'm sitting here looking, and a lot of ours are relatively similar. I think we're
I
off.
just see you still got the Raiders at 6.
Well,
That
I'll tell you why. I mean, and don't get me wrong. I'm happy that other people see us and rank us 4. But when I look at our victories, I don't see anything that lets me know exactly where we fall in the pecking order. I mean, you could argue. I mean, all of our, do we have a win outside of the bottom 4? As far as where we ranked them
yeah.
this week. I don't necessarily know that we do. And so that's why it's difficult for me to really put as far as justifying it, because people are going to look at my vote. They'll be like, "Well, you're just voting your own team up there." Well, I mean, I might one day. I did last season, right after we beat the Dolphins. But I mean, yeah, I don't try to just put me up there for the sake of putting me up there, and that's just a really honest feeling, right now. Like we can't even say that like the Warriors, I've got them a spot over us. I can't even say that we hung tight with the Seahawks for a couple of drives because we didn't. In the preseason they ran all over us like a doormat. So, I'm just kind of going by what I've seen us do. And I haven't really caught any flack from that from my teammates yet this season. I might eventually. But I mean, to be fair, when you look at our wins, they're not as impressive as other groups. You guys have played and beat the Warriors. We don't have a win, that impressive. The Seahawks have done the same. The Bucks beat the Mustangs when we had the opportunity to do so. We didn't. So I can't, I can't in good conscience put us in the mix with any of those teams. Right there, 3, and then you come to the Warriors, and while they may not have a quality win like us, I can look and say, okay, they did compete, for a quarter or so with the Seahawks, which is something that I mean, you could say we competed for half with the Bucks, and then argue about which is the most, deserving of being the 5th spot over the 6th, but that's just drawing, picking straws, so it's just mine. But yeah, but no,
Yeah,
I hear you. Go ahead.
like I say, the good thing about it is it's going to work itself out. We got more games coming, some good head-to-head matchups coming up. My biggest thing right now isn't so much the top 4 as it is the bottom 4. I don't know who any of these 4 teams are at the moment right now. I see a little improvement out of the Cobras. I've seen the Huskies put 55 on the Cobras, but then turn around and the following week lose to the Cowboys. The Patriots get their first win over the Cobras, but not as impressive as the Huskies win was. So do I attribute that to the Cobras are getting a little better, or that the Pats just aren't quite keeping step? So the bottom 4 are what's the most perplexed to me at the moment.
Right, and I like as far as teams down there in that bottom group. I mean, I was as high as anybody on the Broncos at the beginning of the season, and we played them this past weekend, and I mean, I'm not sure that's a team that knows who they are from being lining up across the field with them. They've got a whole lot of good players out there, but I mean, like it was Baldev at QB the whole game, and I haven't seen that from him all season. It's either been split time with Cash or all Cash. We haven't seen all Baldev, yet. And I mean, I don't know if that, maybe Cash's connection wasn't that strong. I know he travels a lot with work, so maybe he was just barely able to log in, and so he didn't really have the frame rate to QB. That may be possible. But yeah, they're a mystery to me. I thought that they had an upwards trajectory and could probably hit somewhere around the 6th spot this season if things went well, and I'm just not sure anymore. I'll tell you who I was relatively impressed with, after finding a way to win last week against the Pats, is the Cowboys. I never would have thought, as good of players as Matt and Tom were, that I'd say, oh, well, the Cowboys are better. But there's a very real chance that team is better now that they're gone. And I don't mean that disrespectfully to them. I'm just saying that, when they left, obviously there was a reason that they left, and maybe it was causing enough friction on the team that, and I'm not saying who's right or wrong. I don't know. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you why they left. Let me just specify that. I have no clue. But I mean, that might be one of those situations where that team might start performing better because everybody that's there gets along a little better. I don't know, but I mean, to me, it looked that way on the field, as far as what they've done in the past 2 weeks. So to me, the Cowboys are a team that could really surge forward in the ranking, or in the rankings. They might start challenging for that sixth spot, or maybe even higher, fifth, fourth, somewhere in there if things go the right way. But to me, they're a team to keep your eye on right now.
Yeah, and they're not shying away from scrums or anything right now. They're taking on all the big boys. Um, they're trying to improve. They're trying to get better, and it's showing on the field.
Right.
Um, it was a good game, and like I say, that's one of the things that's kind of driving me crazy right now. One week you're seeing something out of a team, next week you're seeing something else, and
Right.
it's starting to work its way out. But there's still those 4 or 5 teams to me that are up and down, and I'm looking forward to seeing a little more out of everybody.
Right. No, I know the Cowboys reached out to us to scrim. Bless their heart, horns, and I'll just put me on blast too. I didn't even notice. Like we're playing them this weekend, so we kind of had to cancel
Yeah,
that scrim. So yeah. But you're right. They're not shying away from anybody. And I'll throw a shout out too to the King Cobras. They reached out to us also to kind of work on them on getting some improved line play. So
yes,
it's no accident when teams reach out. Not that we're that great or anything, but you can tell when any team reaches out and starts making legitimate inquiries and workings on getting better. It shows on the field, number one. But you can also see it, in every aspect. So that the Cobras, I don't know that they're going to finish the season on the bottom. We saw it out of that group last season. They got off to a rocky start and then we're putting together a few wins by the end of the season. So anything is
yeah,
possible.
they're working hard. I know they're scrimming the Seahawks on almost a weekly basis. So that
Right.
they're not shying away. They're trying to learn, and that goes for any team. If you don't know, just ask. Somebody will be glad to help you.
Yeah,
I mean, from
absolutely.
the top to the bottom, just ask a team. Say, look, I want to scrim tonight, but I need to work on my run defense. Will you run the ball on me all night? And
Right.
most teams will say, yeah, we'll run the ball on you all night. Practice your run defense. Or if you want to run all night, just be open with the people you scrim with and say, this is what we want to work on.
Right.
And, but be accommodating too when the other team says, hey, if you want to work on your run all night, I want to work on my pass. Be accommodating to each other, and we make this a real competitive league.
Yep. And I'm taking a pan around here on the audience. But yeah, look, it doesn't take long. You say giveaway, and look at our numbers growing. Good grief. I love y'all, but nobody loved us last week. So I was like, oh, where are our people? But no,
But
it's a
it's
fun
good.
gig. Let's see. Let me dive here, and if we got any questions from anybody in the audience, um, all right, we differ. Let's see. We don't have anyone in our top six. We don't agree on a single spot. So let me, because I've already talked some. Let me hear your breakdown on the top four. I know we talked a lot about the bottom four this week, so I won't feel bad about focusing on the top group. But let me hear your breakdown on the who's and whys of where your top four land.
The Seahawks are where they at, where I've had them all season. Basically, you know, I can't go off of past performance because last year was last year, this year this year. But in my mind, they're the champs when somebody knocks them off, or they look sloppy or something. Then I'll take them down. My Titans at number two. Uh, just some inside reason, and I know certain reasons we don't put up a bunch of points and things like that. So I'll leave that where it's at. Number three, the Bucks. I could flip flop them with the Titans. 3-2, even on up to one. I can make a case for them to be number one. So 3-2-1. I can make a case either way on those. And the Raiders at number four. Uh, I know they've lost a little talent um, with Jazzy. Sniper stepped in there. Uh, I think at the moment they're the fourth best team. I think they could probably, given another shot, beat 5 or 6. So that's why they're out there. I look at what do I think they would do, and right now I have let's see, I have the Mustangs at 5, and I have the Warriors at 6. I just think given another shot, they could beat the Mustangs or the Warriors.
Right. I gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah, that's a good breakdown. I mean, I agree with and understand all your reasoning there, and that's why I love picking questions. I knew how I'd worked everything
But
out, but
3-2-1, basically 3-2-1 could be a matter of a weekly thing that could change up. Seahawks could go struggle against somebody, which very seldom happens, and the Bucks can go put 60 on somebody, and then that's going to flip flop it.
right.
3-2-1, that just it could be anywhere to me.
I gotcha.
But those teams play each other this year. I know y'all hear me preaching it, but
Right.
they're going to play each other, so we'll see
Absolutely.
how it works out.
Look, yeah, I had to rearrange a family vacation around our game here coming up.
Yeah, that new Bucks cheerleader was kind of cute.
Oh really? I didn't see a new Bucks cheerleader. I'm off.
I think it was an eligible player.
Oh, I was gonna say I have to check them out. I'm all about checking out cheerleaders. So, all right. Enough said. All right. Let's see. We'll open up for a couple of questions. If anybody from the audience has questions on a ranking or placement, you'll have to put that in type form to Rayon. Since I'm streaming, I can't really hop in your IM without them reading that IM and anything in recent history that we've ever said. Yes, people freeze frame to do
Freeze
it.
frame.
Yeah, if I could say it, easy to say. And then while we're doing that, Blueberry, if you could let Rayon know about the giveaways if we have any updated information on that. And so yeah, we'll do that. So any questions from anyone tonight? And I'll throw out the link again if anybody showed up and didn't get the link of their rankings.
Okay. Blueberry said whoever is here has received a 1,000 Linden gift card from Unorthodox.
Hang on, wait. Let me check my inbox here.
She says it's an amazing unisex hair store, and if Blueberry supports it, gives it her thumbs up, it has to be great.
Well, there you
But
go.
she said she gave the card to everyone who was present tonight.
I'm gonna correct her on that, and then I see little arrows coming my way. I was saying I didn't get one, so
Yeah, I got
everybody's
mine
like,
there, babe.
right,
Maybe she's trying to tell me I need to put something under this Alabama hat here.
right, like a brain. No, I'm just. I had to do that. I had to do that after your little facial twist earlier. Bless
Yeah,
his
yeah.
bless his LSU heart.
Yeah, well, it's
It's
a
good
good
stuff.
season.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
good to be an SEC fan.
Oh man, people just don't know. People don't know. Like I always see him. You know, I give Panuka all kinds of grief, man. If we could get Panuka plugged into Alabama and LSU football, I really think he'd enjoy the college game a lot more.
He would. I got Pit Boss and Ryden. I said, look, if y'all want to watch a good college game, watch LSU Alabama, and you're gonna see a good college game. And it starts off with Boss talking about my strong safety, number 33. So, man, that strong safety is awesome. I said, yeah. Then all of a sudden, that Alabama defensive line kicked in.
Right.
And he is just like, man, those dudes are nasty. They're all like 7 foot tall. I said, yeah, that Alabama defense is nasty, man. It just, but you know, college football is what it is. It's a localized thing, so
My
a lot of
favorite,
support.
I ain't gonna lie, my favorite play of the game was when Ashawn Robinson hopped over the whole line and then blocked the extra point. I was like, because I don't think
380-pound lineman.
right. This
Over
this
the
dude
line,
is
over
is
the line.
ridiculously nasty, man. And I'm just like, I remember he was a hotly recruited guy out of Texas, and I jumped up and about did a backflip whenever he committed and signed with us. But I think he was surprised that he cleared him. I think the kicker was surprised because if you saw after he blocked it, everybody in the field just kind of looked at the ball for half a second, like whoa, and then they all like dogpiled on it. But it was crazy. But yeah, that was my favorite moment. All right.
You see Tom Box chanting UFL. That's what you get from the Mississippi State.
Well, yeah, because they're not playing football in Mississippi anymore at this time of year. Those
Yeah.
doggone Ole Miss people, they think as soon as the Alabama game is over, they go into hiding. Like
Yeah.
Ole Miss just quits playing after the Alabama game.
We beat Bama. Let's move on.
Right. Like our season's over. So, All right. Did we ever get any UFL questions? Speaking of our UFL chant, did we ever get us any UFL questions on our rankings this
No,
week?
I haven't got any UFL questions, so evidently we haven't pissed anybody off yet.
Right? Everybody's like, nope, I'm just here for the gifts. I see
We
how it
got
is.
one question, but it's not a UFL question. It's
Oh
how
boy.
does it feel to lose the BCS Bowl on a missed field goal attempt? I think he's talking about your Auburn Iron Bowl.
Oh wow. Who asked that?
Troy.
Troy. How does it feel to be living that far in the past? Jeez. Who does he even pull for?
I don't know. He's Pennsylvania. I don't know if he's got a.
Oh golly.
Did they play football in Pennsylvania?
Right. I was like, do you remember the last time Pitt football was relevant? My 28-year-old brother don't. No, I'm just
Remember the Dave Wanstead years where they just couldn't.
no, no.
Yeah, no UFL. I guess we haven't pissed anybody off yet with our power.
I guess not, man. I'm gonna have to start doing stuff a little bit more,
Yeah,
more flamboyantly here. Get a few people
yeah.
talking.
I would have thought by now we'd had somebody mad jumping in the box, hollering, screaming, arguing, but you know,
Right?
still a lot of season left to go. 5 weeks in, we still got 11 weeks left to go.
There is. So, before we go, we want to say thank you again to the lady on the screen or walking amongst our viewers right now, Miss Blueberry, for being our show sponsor, and then going out and finding us some free gifts this week. And we will be back with more free gifts next week. But we do want to make an announcement next week. I am traveling, so. Oh wait, you know what? It's not next week's show. It's the week after. Forget everything I said about next week. So the following week, but that's Thanksgiving week anyway. We may not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we may
we'll
not be
we'll
doing
wait and
much
see.
this
So
week.
just be on the listening for the announcement for the show a couple of weeks from now. Next week we will still be regular time, so that will be Tuesday next week. We'll try to get off the ground around 5, and then we'll see if maybe Blueberry pops back in with some more amazing gifts to give away for everybody in the crowd. I know I'm looking forward to donning a new hairstyle here pretty quick. So
And some of the giveaways are going to be trivia based.
yes, oh I
I'm just
meant
throwing
to.
it out there that I'm going
Yeah,
to base my trivia questions on the rule book.
yeah.
Read the rule book.
I'm glad you saved me on that. So yeah, this week at first we thought we were only going to have 5 gift cards. So if there is a limited number, then it will be on trivia, and it may be on stuff from the previous game. We may ask you about a call. Um, we may ask you a general question about scoring, who did what, whatever.
Longest run,
Right.
longest pass.
There you go.
There's a lot we can do with it. And
Yep.
while we're there, let's give one more shout out to Unorthodox. That's
Yes.
who Blueberry gave the gifts away today. Unorthodox, male and female hair.
Absolutely. Unorthodox, and you can contact Blueberry for information about them, or you can hit up anybody that was in the crowd today, because they're going to be going around to wear some fabulous new
In
hairstyles soon.
Blueberry's words, super cute store.
Well, there you go. So, I tend to trust Blueberry when it comes to things fashion. So, uh,
I have to admit, I'm probably the one person that doesn't have anything from Blueberry in my inventory. I'm pretty limited to these overalls and my uniform. That's about it.
she'll get you. See, I was brave. I went shopping today. I won't drop the name of the store for free, but yeah, I'm sporting a brand new mesh coat. So,
Yeah.
I got brave. So I hope it passes with her level of appreciation for fashion. So, all right. Well, if we have nothing from our audience, I'm all out of gas. Rayon's all out of gas. Um, Everybody's all out of gas, except for maybe Tom. He may have had some beans. He might have plenty of gas left. So, all right. Well, everybody, it has been a fun week 5 Power Ranking show here, and hope you guys have a wonderful week. Be sure to tune in Thursday night or Thursday afternoon, 5 o'clock SL for the Pulse TV show. And if you want to come live, they're in this studio. They just got to modify a thing or two, and it looks like a whole new place. And it'll be myself and Matt Asadar and Tom Box filling these chairs. So we'll be here then, and I hope you guys have a good time getting ready for this week's competition. And I'll see you then.
Take care.